After all, Germany one and not too many viewers today. I've been I've been abandoned. Everybody left me. I'm all alone and lonely. I am so low. I have nobody for my own. So, all right. Either overdid it or did it. Creases, but they are wrong. They are wrong. They don't want additional work on simpler, simply rather expensive. Sort of realistic. I wanted so kind of mm, no. Edoman. To będę modelował. O, kurwa. Już jestem daleko z przodu przed tymi pytaniami. Dziękuję. Cieszę się, że się podobam. Music? Hey, Raymondo. Awesome to see you back. And thank you. Thank you for watching. I'll try to put some more like time lapse videos, and I'll start posting videos where I actually talk. I have written scripts for a few videos like that. You know, a video about how to start sculpting like that. Hi, Akima. I will try to make more videos on YouTube. Revive YouTube. YouTube. Are you here? Yeah. Kingy? Kingy? What? Yes, thank you. What are you talking about? Ah, the sleepy boy. Sleepy gato boy. Legat. Legato? Hmm. I don't speak your language well. Sure. Don't worry about it. I speak Polish and English on my channel. I don't know any. I don't know Spanish nor Portuguese, so. But I'm glad that you enjoy my work. And I'm glad to have you here on the stream. Il gato. Requiesta in pace. What was the theme one? What was the name of the theme one? Altair meets Ezio. No books, no wisdom, just you, fratello mio. Mm. Hello, Lichi-san. Yes. Elder Scrolls. Well, I mostly run video game soundtracks and disco music on my channel while I sculpt. Depends on my mood. Sometimes I like music a little bit lively, more lively. Is the dude? That's a Polish politician. I mostly sculpt video game characters on my channel, but I did decide to sculpt him for the sake of him being, funny and popular in Poland recently, and that could make a viral video, which is actually truth because recently somebody else sculpted him as well. So it was a digital sculpt, and the sculpt went viral. Somebody had the same idea as I do. It's just digital, and it's worked out for that guy. But mine will be better. He's going to be like a firings. Oh, but oh character. And I also have glasses and tie. And he is not the only sculpt that I'm making. Here in the background are some finished sculpts and some unfinished ones. This is one of the currently simple, more realistic bust. So need to figure out work a little bit on this one. Get the detail right. A little sculpture of my cat, which is finished pretty much. This cat. This is going to be a giveaway sculpt for the subscribers. Which is a sculpture of a painter living that used to live in my area. Known for painting wolves. There are two more sculpts that I'm currently working on, three more pretty much. But those are more difficult to show, as one is insanely big, and one is in parts. I'm sorry, the music is too loud because I keep talking outside the microphone. Normally I talk like that. However, whenever I'm looking at the chat and talking at the same time, I'm just turning away from the microphone. I need to figure out maybe there is one more way I could get the microphone in a position where I can talk while watching the chat. And I think the solution to this problem is going to be just putting the one of my screens in front of me, like there. So I see the chat and I can talk like that. I'll try to figure it out. Damn, it would be nice to have unlimited cash to upgrade the stream, but sadly, we're working on a tight budget here. More sculpting awaits. More boring content. I'll let you know. Music? So, you want me to repeat something you may have not heard loud enough? Thank you, Raimundo. Language barrier. The mind flare, the life size mind flare. I'm making copy of that one. Soon I should stream it too. Let's see how it goes. Maybe it's gonna be fun. Maybe it's gonna be cruel to me. I do like sculpting League of Legends characters. Music. Good music, but why is it slowed down? Right. Oh. Mhm. I will not stream for too long today. There's no point. It's a slow day. Mhm. Oh, wanted. Mhm. Yes, that's the metal effect on the eyes. The eyes are made out of ball bearings, and they make the sculpts look a little bit more alive. They are high carbon steel ball bearings. I don't use them in every sculpt, but in most. Good. It's good to sculpt when you sculpt eyes. Have the eyeballs being hard. Sometimes I use different materials to have a hard eyeball that you can sculpt around. But sometimes it is unnecessary or even downright unhelpful whenever you want to sculpt the irises on a statue. Make him more alive that way. Give him that hand sculpted stone look. Hey, Yarek. Big fan of my work. How come anytime in what you already did? Rough shaping, because rough shaping gets done like within 2 streams, and then you start these because the rough part of the sculpt when you begin in the beginning, uh, it only takes a few hours. That's the part where that's the most interesting part. That's where the statue changes a lot every time you make a move with your tools. But sadly, that part does not last forever. It only lasts a few hours, which means that within a stream or two, it's done. And then it's 40 hours of this, of sculpting details. Also, the way I detail my work, unless you are here for a while, you know, in order to see me work on a detail for a few hours, you won't see the difference much. Mass Effect used to be my favorite video game. Mass Effect 2. This is from Mass Effect 1 though. Well, but it used to be like that. Used to love Mass Effect. Now I hate Mass Effect and I hate BioWare. And I hate everybody. And EA too. Although it's going to be interesting to see EA in the hands of Arabs. No, I hate that BioWare. I hate BioWare because of Mass Effect 3. That was the biggest disappointment of my life when it comes to gaming. I was waiting for that game. I got so disappointed. The only comparable disappointment in gaming that I had when was with Dreamfall Chapters. Dreamfall Chapters was so awful. But and even though Dreamfall both are both of these disappointments concern my favorite games. 2 favorite games. Well, it used to be Mass Effect was my favorite video game, and the second place was The Longest Journey. But after Mass Effect 3, The Longest Journey has been my favorite game. No, Bioware. It's not the same Bioware as it was when they were making the olden games. But I do hope that since the EA has been sold, they're gonna lay off a bunch of problematic stuff at Bioware. All of those colorful haired writers. And I'm gonna make something good with that. With the APs that they possess. Because Bioware does have some definitely some of my favorite franchises. Some really good games that they could make. Kurva kež to bylo. Kurva. Hej małżonko. Mm. My favorite part, jeżeli potrzebujesz, żebym później jeszcze raz to powiedział po polsku, to powiedz. My favorite part of sculpting is the beginning part when you're composing the sculpt. You work fast, you make big changes. You can actually see and feel the sculpt take shape. I assume that most sculptors like that the most because a lot of sculptors never like detail their work. They leave their work rough, very rough. But my perfectionism does not allow me to do that. Well, the worst part of the sculpting is molding casting for me. It's dirty. It's not really artistic in any way. It's more of a chore that you have to do. Do you like music from Supergiant Games projects? Which are what are the games from Supergiant? Because I might not know any. Ah, Bastion. Yeah. I built my wall. I dug my hole. You build a wall. I like that one. Transistor also has a cool soundtrack. Hades. I know the least, but I played the first Hades a little bit. Well, I played it until I beat Hades, and then I thought the game is done because I couldn't. It was the first time, pretty much the first time I played a game like that. That's, you know, that instead of beat once, you constantly beat it. The only other game like that I played was Dead Cells. So I played Hades, beat Hades, and I thought, oh, I beat the game. It was pretty easy. I stopped playing it altogether. No, the first part of the sculpting process is always the most exciting one. After that, you get all sorts of negative effects, like, hey, I really want to sculpt something new. A lot of people, especially beginners, have the problem of not finishing their sculpt because after the beginning stage of the sculpt, when they have base shapes ready, they already want to start something new instead of finishing what they have. I make both 1-part and 2-part molds, depending on what the sculpture requires. Whatever works best in the individual scale. I choose that method. Hmm. Same thoughts, but less. A lot of details. Yeah, yeah. And this is not a very detailed sculpt at all. I have sculpted much more detailed sculpt. Tak. So whenever I have a complex model, like a statue that I would not be able to cast in one mold, then I make the statue with separate parts. So molding this together is possible, and it would be more difficult. The mold would be big and weird. You'd have to have a lot of air ducts. With this, it would actually be impossible to mold in one part because there will be too many things that will get trapped by the mold. So at the very least, you would have to have this separate. This Dying Light music. And the music. The music up shit itself. But yeah, this is Dying Light. The glasses for him are going to be made as a separate object as well. And I will cast them in translucent resin. And where's the button? Gato. El sriracho. Chibi Brown. How do you like my better chibi? You can buy unpainted. These glasses are going to be just with translucent resin. I don't charge per hour. I charge per project. And sometimes I don't do the eyes with the metal ball. For example, here, as you can see, it doesn't have metal eyes because in the end, I most likely will carve out the irises myself. Sometimes this is a technique to make the eyes more alive for statues that are supposed to be stone. You actually sculpt the irises. Miss a hole in his neck. Nah, I sculpted him without it deliberately. Sounds like that saying sounded so much like Prince of Persia. Sands of Time. Some statues I made with different in different clays, and it depends. The choice of the clay depends on the mm, statue, on the level of detail, on the elasticity that I will require, the amount of hard edge details, whether it's the character's more organic or more mechanical. There are plenty of I run Sims and other themed, uh, like theme hospital games, music and stuff like that. I do like those old Sim games. One of the first games I ever played that was 3D was Simcopter. Mm. No, when you're making, although yeah, it is due to trying to save up on silicone, but that's just a type of mold that you make, a matrix mold or a shell mold, two-part shell mold. It's when you don't use just a block of silicone as a mold, but you brush on the silicone onto the statue, and then you create a shell that will hold the thin layer of silicone in place. When the layer of silicone is thick, it can support its own weight and shape just fine. But if it's thin, and sometimes you really want a thin layer for the sake of, saving material, because silicone is expensive, but sometimes for the sake of the sculpt being uh, designed in a way where if you would just block mold it, you would not be able to remove the sculpt and the casting off of the mold, because the mold would lock up. I don't use the glass fiber in this room anymore, at least. But yeah, it does. If you're not careful, you have to use gloves with it. I use gloves whenever I'm working with it because that motherfucker sticks to everything. It's quite quite sharp, and you don't want it in your life. But I have a second workshop for that I call my dirty workshop, where I do most of the dirty shits that I don't do here. Three a.m. It's getting late. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. I most likely will stop the stream as well soon. It's 1 a.m. here. I do use reuse the clay that I retrieved from the original sculpts after molding casting as much as I can. Sometimes it's impossible to reuse it, but a lot of the times you can. What is this? Ah, shipment tomorrow. Kluseczka. What a boring day. Bum, 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 bum. Mm-mm-mm. So many things still left to do. I'm serious. I think I'm gonna end. I'm gonna go and wake up tomorrow. Go to the gym. Back stream some more. Any trailers for new movies? Holy shit, Scream. Oh, there's a new trailer for the thing. Alright, I'm ending the stream on YouTube.